With Christmas right on the corner, boys, I wanted to share with you my wish list for EA College Football. What up, boys? First thing on the wish list, boys, it's a quality Dynasty Mode. Boys, I think this is the whole reason why everyone's jumping back into the game. We're all going to come back and try to play Dynasty Mode and rebuild teams from the bottom up, right? You're going to want to start with a low-end team, be an offensive or defensive coordinator, and build up to a Power 5 head coaching job. That's the basis of this entire game. That's why we're getting the game, and that's going to be the biggest key to my wish list for EA College Football. You guys can see Hector here. Hector's going to be hanging out for this video, he said, so I don't know what he's doing, but I think the last thing that made the last one great, boys, was the coaching carousel for Dynasty Mode. That's the biggest thing for me. If you can have an efficient way to navigate coaching careers and have a good way to sim seasons and be able to build out teams, I think that's the best thing that they can do for the Dynasty Mode in this wish list. But there's also a couple new things that are going to be added to the game, right? And I want to see them implemented well into this game. Number one being the 12-team playoff. Next year, we're going to have a 12-team playoff, and I want to be playing right in line with the 12-team playoff. I don't want them to do certain things that stay behind the 8-ball. And the only reason I'm mentioning that, boys, is because MLB The Show had clearly moved on to DHs, but still had pitchers hitting in the game a year behind. That's one thing I don't want to see with EA College Football. I hope they can implement the 12-team playoff right away. Another thing is the transfer portal, boys. The transfer portal has been huge. We've seen so many quarterbacks get out of their teams, and receivers and running backs you may not hear about come out of their teams and go try to join other teams, like Mario Williams from USC. You got Kyle McCord at Ohio State. You got DJ Uiagalelei at Oregon State. You have Riley Leonard, who just transferred to Notre Dame. You got Tyler Van Dyke that just came out of Wisconsin. Shout out. Those are all things that are going to be very important to this game, as it's a big part of the college football playoff. So I hope there's a good way to implement that as well. Not only that, a revamped recruiting engine. I know that was an issue in the past. And boys, a recruiting engine that's not as weird as the last one would be kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. Something simple, something effective, something that works. And keep in mind that if you're a smaller school, you can't recruit the top 5 athletes. So as long as they keep that ratio in check, I think it'll all be good. And I know another thing people are looking for is Teambuilder. I wasn't a big Teambuilder guy myself back in the day. I think that's something I'm definitely going to take advantage of this time around. And if they can implement those capabilities right away, I'm definitely going to partake in those, boys. The next thing on the wish list, boys, is atmosphere. I want the excitement of college football into the game like I felt it last time. I think we're seeing a little bit in Madden already, boys. You're seeing the momentum shifts. There's a certain momentum thing that allows defenses to rattle offensive plays. So once you see the offensive routes on the playbook, you see them rattle like they used to do in NCAA 14. Hopefully that's Madden already implementing what they're going to do into EA College Football at a higher scale. And I think momentum is huge, especially for a big rivalry game where there's already hype coming into the game. Because no matter how poorly ranked Auburn is, if it's the final game of the season and it's the Iron Bowl and Alabama walks in, even though they're the number 2 ranked team in the nation, they should still be behind on momentum.
This is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran.
That is a huge part of today's football. Visiting teams don't always come in with momentum. They always come behind, and it's their job to re-grab that momentum and make plays to quiet down the crowd. As long as they can recreate that, add a couple presentations to the beginning of big games, and keeping those quality atmospheric presentations to certain games would be huge for me. Like Clemson running down the hill right before the game, Enter Sandman right before the start of every Virginia Tech game, things like that. Get the fans going, get the energy up, and make the presentation a little bit better prior to kickoff, I think would be huge. In the past, that's where I think NCAA football set itself apart from Madden. That atmospheric changes and the energy that it brought to the game was so much different. And I think hopefully with the new engines, the modern upgrades that happened over the last 10 years, I hope there's a drastic difference in atmospheres between the game. And I think that's an area where presentation can be much farther ahead than Madden is today. Other thing I want to see is upsets in the stormings on the field. I think that's another added presentation that wasn't in the last games that I think they could take advantage of in this game. That's something we never really saw in the past, and I think that's a huge thing of today's college football world. If there's a huge upset, everyone's storming the fields and the goalposts are gone. And that might not be something that's super important, but that's something I would sure love to see in EA College Football. And after all, boys, I mean, it is a wish list, right? Next, I want to see a better high school and college experience for Road to Glory. So what I mean by that, boys, I mean, I don't necessarily only want to see senior year. I want to be able to play maybe a junior year, maybe attend some combines. Nowadays, boys, that's how a lot of players are found. I know social media and the internet and Twitter has allowed certain players to be discovered, but in today's world, a lot of kids are still discovered by combines. And I think having an opportunity to go to a combine, show out, you got the Elite 11, you have all sorts of combines, you have the All-American game, things like that are things that I think they can add that would make the presentation a little bit crispier. That wasn't really there like 10 years ago. And once in college, boys, I think there's certain aspects that I really loved about the game. The way you competed for a starting job, I think that maybe those things can be added on, made a little bit nicer. But that still practice stuff was really fun, and I loved engaging in that stuff to get a starting job quickly, especially as an incoming freshman. You can be able to transfer at the end of a season if you're not happy with the certain school that you're at. I think it would be really fun. Maybe winning a couple national championships at different schools would be huge if you're a quarterback, which I don't know why you would do that, but I think that would be kind of cool. And being able to add the NIL money, tie it in, right? So you got to be able to balance school, practice, things like that. Give you more of that college football player vibe. I think that would be really cool and a presentation bonus for the game. Finally, boys, you're going to hate me for this one, but I want a good ultimate team.
What did he say?
Whoa, boys, before you get upset and get off the channel, listen to me, hear me out before you have to get off. Guys, it has to be in the game. Rule number one, it has to be in the game. I'm not saying I'm gonna play it more than Dynasty Mode or Road to Glory. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I want it to be good if it's gonna have to be in the game. There's no and if or buts about it. Whether you like it or not, whether you're like, oh, Ultimate Team wasn't the part of the reason people played. Ultimate Team ruins the game. I know. I get it. EA has ruined games with Ultimate Team. But at the same time, so many people come back to it. And I hope if it has to be in the game, I hope it's good. It's on the wish list, boys. I just hope it's good. It's got to be in the game. It better be good. You're gonna hate it. Yes, probably. It's more likely than not that it's not gonna be great. EA has already come out and said that Dynasty Mode is their main focus. So there's nothing to worry about there. And I hope when they implement Ultimate Team, it's not gonna take away from those two modes. And if it's gonna be in the game, I hope it's good. I hope they bring back good players. I hope they follow a formula like kind of like MLB The Show does. They were able to implement all kinds of legends at all times, keep you on the game for, I think, the longest period of time. I think it does better than maybe FIFA or Ultimate Team and Madden. But boys, I'm sorry, not sorry. If it's gonna be in the game, I just hope it's good. I hope I want to play it. I hope I can run with Tim Tebow. Hopefully I can just kill with a 99 Barry Sanders or a Syracuse Ernie Davis. Look him up. First African American to win the Heisman. Boys, there's certain things I want to be able to play with. A Randy Moss at Marshall, Peyton Manning at Tennessee. There's a lot of potential here. If the game mode has to be in the game, I just hope it's good. All the fussing and crying about Ultimate Team ruining games is not going to change the fact that EA is going to put it in the game. Dynasty is going to be great now that we're going to play the hell out of that. And RTG is going to be in the game. We're going to play the hell out of that. But if Ultimate Team is in the game and it's actually pretty fun, guys, there's potential there to be playing another fun added mode. Online Dynasty is fun. That's probably the most fun if you can have a good community. But if you can't get that, boys, it's hard for everyone to get a good community around them to play Dynasty. I know with Discord, it might make that a lot easier. But if you just want to come in, have a casual gameplay, build up your own team, create your own college football team. Maybe Teambuilder's not as quite as big. I think this is where you do it, boys. This is the team builder. Ultimate Team is the team builder, kind of. I know that's a hot take. And that's also, boys, and at the end of the day, it's a mode. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it. Stick to what works, right? And I believe that EA is going to do right by all of us, and they're going to make Diamond Dynasty and Road to Glory great. And that, boys, is my wish list. I just want to say I appreciate all the love. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a sub. Comment down below. I know everyone's got hot takes on all kinds of stuff that they're wishing for the EA college football game. I know you guys are going to hate that Ultimate Team one, but let me know what you think down below. And I appreciate all the support, boys, lately. I know it took me a little bit to upload this one. I've been thinking about the trajectory of the channel. If you guys don't know what NGFF means, that means Nice Guys Finish First. Boys, that is the channel. We're trying to make strictly NCAA content from now on. I realized that I'm kind of wasting my time making Madden videos, and the NCAA ones are the ones that are doing pretty well. So that's what we're going to stick to. I look forward to making the next one, boys. If you guys missed my top 5 things about EA college football, check out this video right here. I appreciate all the love, boys. Till the next one, God bless. Peace. Hey, what are we doing over here, man? Oh, not Peyton Manning. Not Peyton Manning, man. Not Peyton Manning, man. Leave Peyton alone. David Hector's trying to eat Peyton.